Shit. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. It's Thursday. It's Korner Booth pregame.
You ready? No debate, cause it's all. I'm too official, got the drip, I got the stores. Bring the proof when it's time to tell the truth. I'll be at the corner booth, find me in the corner booth, yeah. Still standing and defiant. Slay the competition, cause I'm walking like a giant. Bring the proof when it's time to tell the truth. I'll be at the corner booth, find me in the corner booth, corner booth.
I see myself. Kate, I feel like I have not officially said this. I've tiptoed around it. Kate, will you marry me?
Do I have to answer now? Or
no, you have time. You can think about it. You can think about a way to say no without hurting my feelings if you want.
Oh
lovely. I'll send you a letter.
Just don't even.
Okay, cool. Thank you. I'll send you my address later so you can send it to my house.
Yeah, I'm never giving you my address. I don't want you getting that close.
No, I know.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is Thursday. Kevin's rocking an Arby's hat. What the fuck?
Hell yeah, Arby's merch, dude.
Product placement?
Has the Alabama A on it.
Ah. So is that Arby's at Tuscaloosa?
No, that's Maggie made this. So go find that. I'll tweet it out later.
Oh, nice. Well, of course it is Thursday, gents, and JD is in my doghouse. He sold out. Samir has class, and we might have a couple guests come through. So we have the OG3 tonight. Should be a good time. I was just telling Pat how much Pat caught me monologuing, and then I look up, oh fuck, it's 6:30. I slam the live button, forget, oh shit, we have an intro now. So we are, of course, brought to you by the amazing people at yeetsofficial.com, promo code Korner Booth for 10% off. And Kevin, I believe you guys have a promo code for them as well.
Yeah, but if you're pushing your promo code, you don't want.
I'm being selfless tonight. I guess that's the theme.
I appreciate it, but I'm not going to say it to also be selfless and give you all the bag.
Yeah, but I also have a promo code with Eats, so.
And I want to say I love Samir. I love you so much wherever you are in class.
Pat, is it thank you for your service? Is that your promo code?
No, it's actually shoot me in the foot for 2069.
Fair. Also, fucking StreamYard logged me out again.
Oh, me too. It logged me out twice today. I was telling Pat about that. It logged me out after I started the link. And so, God bless our boss, Blaine, because he was on like that email within 5 minutes. Because I was about to throw my laptop through a wall. I was so angry. And StreamYard, you gotta step your fucking game up. This is bullshit. Oh wait, that's better.
Like it's every single time I tried to use it.
Well, it's so funny because like me and you both, almost everyone in the company uses it except for our boy Andy Sayre at Sane Podcast, who by the way, check it out. I was on a show on Friday. I retweeted the link, I believe. But he still uses Zoom, which I gotta admit, I forgot how Zoom worked for about 20 minutes when I was in the pre-show meeting. I'm trying to like mess around with shit, and I forgot I've been using StreamYard or Skype for the last like year and a half. But honestly, yeah, StreamYard is great, except for the fucking annoying login code shit. Kevin, it's these days where I kind of debate on just getting an account and splitting with you, me, and Craft Brew.
That's fair. I don't know. I still think it'd be equally annoying.
I mean, like, at least we'd have access because we'd have the email. But, you know.
That's true.
Oh my God. Look who's here.
Wow.
Live from his class.
Samir, tweet out the link.
He did. He texted me. And, yeah. Kevin, you're not in the Korner Booth group chat. You're in the podcast and chill chat. Sorry about that. Yeah, no.
You guys have two separate chats. I just figured with how often you fucks would text the podcast and chill one. That was the. Doesn't like the main one.
I feel like it's mostly me now. No one else ever responds.
Well, I'll post stuff. I'll put stuff in there occasionally. Nobody ever responds to my shit though. But yeah, no, so we have a separate one just for the show. Back when we had an intern who was a piece of shit.
Wow.
he was in it too. And enough about Samir. No, I'm just kidding. No, but no, we miss Samir too. Samir will appear randomly throughout Thursdays through this semester. He unfortunately got stuck in a class that is from 6:30 to 9 p.m. The poor bastard.
Wow.
A Thursday night class that's 2.5 hours would make me want to peel my eyelids back. So I don't blame him for like hating that shit.
I just want to know what class it is. Is it like something really interesting?
Oh yeah, and also they're possibly
we're dropping Samir's sex tape later this week. Probably early next week. I haven't finished editing it. It's just so big I have to go frame by frame to make it a little smaller.
In honor of the Pam and Tommy show that dropped on Hulu, Kev's doing his own.
No, it's Samir's. He sent it to me.
No, you guys weren't. So what does that make you? Does that make you the Seth Rogen of that shit?
I have no idea.
Fair.
Seth Rogen's in that?
He plays the guy who leaks the tape, I guess.
That sounds about right for like a Seth Rogen role.
Yeah, facts. And so is
that sounds about right for Seth Rogen.
I mean, it does, but also a role to cast him in.
Nick Offerman plays like the guy who kind of like coerces him into doing it, which I find absolutely hysterical.
That's awesome.
I think they should have gotten Kris Jenner to play the role of Seth Rogen in that instead.
You mean Caitlyn Jenner?
No, I mean Kris Jenner,
the
mother who leaked the sex tape.
Yes. Wrong. Okay. Yep. Got it. My brain is absolutely fried today. So there's that. So boys,
yes, multi-time Olympic winning athlete Kris Jenner.
Listen, nobody. What's that old barstool? What's that old thing from Chicks in the Office? Like nobody works harder than Kris Jenner. Boys,
the devil works hard, but Kris Jenner works harder. Is the quote you're referencing, by the way?
Exactly. Boys, you know it's so funny. I wrote our description for the show today. Dan's like texting me while I'm working on a vanity. I'm in the middle of like refurbishing this thing, and he's blowing my phone because hey, I need your description. I'm like, at 1:30 in the afternoon. He goes, yeah, I'm free. So I shake my head. And while Kevin, you'd be proud of this, while literally doing a section with a hand grinder, grinding down a marble countertop in this $1 million house in Avon, I am literally just typing out the description on my phone while concentrating on, because I trigger locked the hand grinder, so it was easy for me just to balance my hand on it to keep the weight going. But that was real fun. But I said this show is going to be a wild card because I said it'd be pretty rare if we actually reference the Pro Bowl without me inferring it. Like I honestly might like DVR the skills competition because I think Josh Sweat and Darius Slay are both in it, but that's about it.
I know Mac's in it.
Yeah.
Also, I want to point out two things real quick.
Yes, go.
You had to go to Avon. That sucks. That's northeast.
My dad worked Avon, Connecticut.
Oh, Connecticut. I was thinking Avon, Massachusetts.
No, Avon, Connecticut, which my dad worked in for 30 fucking years. So I know that whole town like the back of my hand. But no, it's a bitch and a half to get to from my house.
Also, you did not pick an athlete.
What?
This is just the Corner Booth pregame. You did not put any episode signifier on it.
Oh, yes. No, I was going to do Zach Ertz, but I was in such a rush. I just clicked and I couldn't go back and edit it. It wouldn't let me. It only let me change like where the places where I was sending this to, which really pissed me off. It just added to my anger from today. So that's how my day's been going.
Speaking about days, one, I took like the nursing exam equivalent of the SATs today.
Nice.
But then went back to work, and then after work, I went and did an interview for the craft group where I was asked to do math. Like, it was like for a pseudo HR role, and it's like, here's a game where you like multiply numbers to get this answer. And it's like, why am I being asked to do this? And I don't understand. And then also had to like match shapes. Like I honestly felt like I was in like 4th grade.
Yikes. Also, I'm sorry, Pat. I don't mean to just change it. The skills competition just being on ESPN Plus is stupid.
Well, because no one's gonna watch it on cable anyways.
They are showing it on NFL Network tomorrow at 8. So I just DVR'd it.
Okay, well, I have ESPN Plus, so I'm just gonna watch it tonight.
Yeah, my sister canceled that. See, like when you and your sister share all your entertainment subscriptions, sometimes things get lost. So she honestly, it's honestly for this one time. I wish I had ESPN Plus, but it's kind of like for the rest of the time, I'd rather have commercial free Hulu.
Why didn't you just get all 3?
No, because when she upgraded from commercial free, it was like ESPN Plus was kind of on the chopping block. You could get Disney Plus and Hulu commercial free for the same price as what's it called? Getting all 3. So, but with commercials for Hulu. So, I lost that vote.
That's fair. I think commercial free Hulu is probably better.
Well,
I think it's overrated.
I mean, I like it because like last night I was watching. I love it. I love that TV show, The Rookie. So I started watching season 4, and it was really nice because I had watched it since April, back when we had commercials on Hulu. It was really nice when they had like these cliffhangers. I didn't have to sit through 4 Clorox bleach in one like government official like campaign ad to see what happens next. It was actually kind of nice. So, but yeah, it's gonna stink. I'm gonna have to watch the rerun of I mean, actually no, Stream East will probably have it, hysterically enough.
What is it?
Stream East, or like the site I use for like basically anything anything NFL streams I can't get like games on.
Gotcha.
ESPN Plus has like every college football playoff game for the eventual national champion on ESPN Plus. That's electric.
Whoa.
Nice. Kev, speaking of which, how you liking NCAA 13 back in your life again?
14.
Sorry, I knew it was.
It's good. I tried to record a Dynasty and I just was not in the mood. So instead, I think I'm just going to do a Road to Glory. I think that's easier.
Ooh,
I'd focus on one
so
player
much fun.
instead of like 75.
And
so
it's
I think I'm just
little
going to do.
easy.
Yeah, I just got to focus on one position. I'm thinking for high school, I'm going to do running back and maybe safety or corner. I'm going to suck at corner. And then I'm just going to. I'm also going to suck at safety, probably.
Actually, no, corner is easier to play Madden because you basically just shadow the route. It's not as hard. It's like, I mean, we played Madden forever, right? It's not as hard to shadow a route as you think.
Well, yeah, but in NCAA, I have sliders that are a bitch and a half. If you have college football revamped, go check out Nitro Dive's channel on YouTube. He goes through the slider set he uses. They're really good sliders, but they make the game really fucking hard. And also, he was on our podcast, or he was on Tailgate.
I'm like, are you going to shamelessly plug?
Last week, 2 weeks ago. So yeah, of course I am. Cool. So go check that out. He talks about being a YouTuber for NCAA, his relationship with Not the Expert, Param Crow. It's a great episode. Go listen to it, and then go check out some of his videos.
I'm not going to lie. It was a great listen to my Friday commute, not into work, but into my running errands. So there you go.
Oh, he also gave his takes on a Nick Rolovich, which was a good time.
That interview got really, I don't want to say the word petty, but it got like he was definitely firing bullets at one point. It was
not a Rolovich guy, but
yeah. I mean, listen, come on, you want to get me started? I've got some bullets to fire out today, man. Oof. Because I got to listen to so everyone knows here I'm a big McAfee guy. I listen to his show every week, every day actually. I also listen to PMT and Cow Turd if I'm really bored. Colin's voice and stupidity is kind of relaxing while I'm on a floor machine for hours on end. But so I started listening to Busting with the Boys, Lawan and Compton's podcast. So they had McAfee on. So they were talking. So McAfee was kind of just doing his whole life backstory and everything else. They were doing it was like an hour and 45 interview. Kevin, did you ever hear about his beef with Boomer Esiason?
No.
Oh my God, it is hysterical. So basically, after Pat McAfee got the lucrative like $30 million deal a year from FanDuel, basically it was like big national news because it's like, oh my god, this like podcaster, former NFL punter, just got a ridiculous deal from a sports book to be their exclusive partner and kind of fund their operation. And most of the comments I've heard from like national media sources, anybody who's known Pat McAfee, it's like, oh, good for Pat, because it's really hard to hate McAfee because yes, he's obnoxious, but also he's just a good dude. He's funny and he's very entertaining. But Boomer Esiason's take, and I always wondered why on their show they'd always take shots at Boomer Esiason, because I'm in the New York area, so I have to hear his show a lot. My boss likes listening to him in the morning when we're in the warehouse and whatever.
He's a dick.
He's a super dick. But he's also like, it's so funny because he's I guarantee in the back of his head he's rooting for the Rams this weekend because he doesn't want to be the second best quarterback in Bengals history. So the other thing is that when the whole announcement came out, they were talking about him and his co-host Gio on their show, and everything he said was so backhand. I'll send you both the interview and I'll post it on our Twitter account after this. Everything he said was so backhanded and so out of place and so snobby. And it's kind of come to my attention about like, oh, I do this. He started going on this like, oh, I do this for this company, I do this for that company, I do this for this company. I figure I work harder than him, Portnoy, and all these other guys. Paraphrasing, obviously, but that's what because he listed them off and he said, I like to think I work harder than those guys. And
but they own and run companies.
I know. That's what no, and this is what my point's getting to. I started thinking about all these like legacy. I hate using legacy media because it's such a connotative term with how the politics are going right now. But these legacy sports media companies, the only one that doesn't bother me, I mean, NBC, I have friends who work there. It's a decent company. It's run okay in the sports department, at least. And Fox Sports is run pretty well as well. Like the company environment is very good there. But these ESPN, CBS, WFAN, these old school companies that have been around for a long time, I just hate the guys who work there. These guys from the 60s and 70s who will not, like, who are just so stuck in the ways. Like, so today, right? McAfee had Al Michaels on his show. Al Michaels is fucking hysterical, by the way. If you have not listened to either of his interviews on McAfee, it's pure comedy gold. This man is so funny. And he's talking shit about everything. He's making fun of AJ Hawk, which, by the way, AJ Hawk is just, Kevin, I think he's your spirit animal. You two have a very similar disposition. But what cracks me up is that I don't know what it is about some of these radio guys. And I don't know if I've ever told you guys a story how I had interaction with like Doris Burke and the Westwood One guys working the women's basketball tournament in Bridgeport back when I was in college. Doris Burke, I accidentally handed her a stat sheet instead of to her assistant. She's like all very genuine, nice. And she's like, oh, it's okay. Her assistant's yelling at me, by the way. I accidentally handed it to her because she was closer. And she's like, thank you, young man. Thank you. What's your name, by the way? And I told her my name was Jared. She goes, Jared, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of the game. I'm like, you too. And I walk away as her assistant's screaming at me. I just ignored her. The Westwood One guys ripped the stat sheet out of my hand and say, hey, shithead, this should have been here faster. And I'm like, you guys are the last ones on the row. They didn't say shithead, but that's basically the look they were giving me. And I'm like one of three different stat runners to Radio Row because the UConn women were playing. So, everybody was there. But it's these old, I don't get the vibe of these like old school media people. It kind of
not likable.
They're not. And it makes me happy that places like Barstool and like guys like McAfee and all these like these startup, like these new age kind of media companies.
And Belly Up Sports.
You cut me off, motherfucker. And us. And even I'll give Bleacher Report some nods, even though they fucking annoy me half the time.
Yo, Gridiron Heights is where it's at, though.
Oh, yes. And even Game of Zones is not bad either. the problem is that these new age companies are hopefully going to swallow whole all these companies who refuse to adjust. Fox Sports, NBC Sports, they just have too big of properties. They'll be okay. CBS might hang around, but like it's these Westwood One, the radio networks. It's oh my god! It's just the condescending tone they have towards any new school media. It irks me. I guess because we're like the tiny little runt of that litter, but like at the same time, it's like that's kind of an attack on our side of the sports industry at this point.
But I also feel like those are like big retirement homes for like former players and coaches, and it's like I said, most of them aren't likable. But like it's cool when like new guys get brought in like to do analysis.
Yeah, like Nate Burleson. Like I love the fact that he's doing like Good Morning America now because he is one of the like most charismatic, nice dudes on air. But like,
I was sad to see him leave Good Morning Football.
Yeah, I was too. Who are they gonna get to replace in the offseason?
They've been just doing. I don't know if they're gonna keep like what they've been doing, where they just keep bringing guests, or if they're gonna like look for an actual replacement. But
I like Aqib Talib.
Oh my god, yes,
he's electric on the mic. Please hire Aqib Talib to replace Nate Burleson. And nothing against Nate Burleson. I'm not saying like if he was still there, I'd want him there. I'm not saying I'd rather have Aqib Talib than him, but I think Aqib Talib would be great in that role. Also, to bring it back a little bit, I didn't want to say this. How depressing would it be if you're going back and looking at your franchise's history and going, and I know he's an MVP, but going, yeah, Boomer Esiason is our best quarterback ever. How depressing is that as a Bengals fan?
I think that's just called being a Bengals fan.
I can't. Here's the thing is like, so I thought about this the other day because like, when I thought about it during watching the interview, but I also thought it was the other day because when my uncle, you guys know my uncle's a big fan of the show. Kev, I think you've met him before, but Pat definitely hasn't. But it's not my uncle from Jersey, my mom's brother. He's a big supporter of the show. He's basically like my second father. So I was at his house on Sunday watching the games of him and his kids and his family and everything else, and we're talking about all this stuff. We're talking about like the Bengals and everything else. And it got me thinking on the way home about how, the Bengals history kind of blows because when you go back, besides like the Boomer year, what was it, 89? They went to the Super Bowl and lost, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
88 was MVP, so I'd guess around there.
Yeah, and then you have the Carson Palmer and Chad Ochocinco years, and that's about it. So and you have the Andy Dalton years, but that's literally just like what 4 straight first round playoff exits or something like that. So it's
the Andy Dalton years, I feel like are just it's enough to make you not want to kill yourself, but it's not enough to make you happy.
I feel like it's the equivalent of being like a Bears fan. You're just not even though, because I feel like that since he had better success in the.
Oh no, they did since 2006. I think Cincinnati's record is much better than Chicago's, or at least by a couple games.
But at least with the Bears, like you're going to be disappointed like every year. If you're like a modern Bears fan, with Cincy, it's kind of like maybe, but then you're still disappointed anyways. Unless it's this season with that fucking stud under center.
There you go. I mean, also, boys. By the way, next week we do have our Super Bowl extravaganza. We are at one guest on tap, Mr. Mike Keefe of Garage Beers, is making his triumphant return. He was one of our favorite guests we had back during the off season. May have a couple more as well. What's so funny? Like we're talking about like the Bengals. It's hysterical to me though that like a guy whose ACLs are built like Swiss cheese, this Joe Cool, the Smoking Joe guy, and Boomer, and then the only other Bengals besides like Chad Ochocinco and Vontaze Burfict that come to my head is Chris Collinsworth for famous Bengals in my head. But apparently, so according to Al Michaels, Chris Collinsworth was very excited to call a Bengals Super Bowl.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Like that's his squad, man.
And I feel like too, that's just a very exciting team to watch. Like, because it's hard not to root for them. Like as much as I'd love to see like the Rams there this season with that like absolute like star-studded defense, but like everyone I think from the AFC was rooting for the Bengals until or at this point, like there's no one who wants to see them fail.
No, I totally agree with that. I mean,
really.
So I have reasons for wanting to see them win and wanting to see them lose. I want to see them win. Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase won a championship right before COVID started. Maybe this will end it. Harambe started the darkest timeline.
Do it for Harambe.
Maybe Cincy winning will end it. But also, I hate Jamar Chase.
Why?
He ran his mouth a bit in college and then sat out a year after running his mouth.
Okay, yeah.
He's kind of a little bitch. Joe Burrow, actually, some Alabama fans hate Joe Burrow. I don't have any issue with Joe Burrow, honestly. He has confidence. He does have a certain swag to him, but he wasn't a cocky asshole about it all the time. So I don't have an issue with him necessarily. But also, it'd be cool to see Matt Stafford win too.
That's kind of like, to me, with the Super Bowl, and we'll talk about this a lot next week, but like, I'll make a quick point about it. It's like, I want to see Joe. Well, Kev said the darkest timeline. Let's revert it back. You know, the darkest timeline included a team of expendable mercenary free agents and the GOAT winning a Super Bowl. You had the worst family of football, the Mahomeses, win a Super Bowl. Yeah, that's how COVID went.
Just to kind of clarify, though, I just want to clarify. When I say, like, you know, there's someone who wants to see, like, Joe Burrow fail or Cincy fail, it's more of, like, as a Patriots fan for the last, like, 20-plus years, it was always, like, getting into postseason. It's like, oh, fuck the Pats. I hope the Pats lose. I haven't met anyone who's just had that energy about Cincy, where it's like, no, fuck Cincy.
I have.
JD.
He's a Browns fan. That's different. He's a Browns and
he's a Giants fan, dude. Like,
he's also
I love
a Browns
JD
fan
to death. I love JD to death, but like his fandom of football, I almost like love to just poke holes at it because it's just hysterical. I could never root for both two different teams equally like he does. I can't do it.
Yeah, let's have the Diamondbacks, Penguins, Wolves, and Eagles fan, and Miami, and
in
UNC
the
fan.
same sport.
I mean, college athletics is one sport. I don't care if it's football, if it's one sport. Okay. You root for a school, you don't root for teams. That's my mindset. However, I have seen people on Twitter who are like, I can't believe Alabama fans are rooting for Joe Burrow right now. Like, do you not remember 2019? Blah, blah, blah. Like, he didn't do anything in 2019.
Yeah, y'all can't win
He had fun and was, like, confident, but he wasn't arrogant about it. He didn't talk shit about Alabama. That was all Ed Orgeron and Jamar Chase. Like, I don't have any personal issue with Joe Burrow.
It's kind of like how, like, the other day I'm buying another Eagles jersey, by the way, boys. I'm finally getting back on the wagon. Defensive player this time, boys, by the way. But the thing is, he's a Florida State alumni, and the guy's like, how? I'm thinking to myself, like, am I a bad Miami fan for buying a Florida State alumni's jersey? And I thought to myself, like, this guy lost to Miami twice. I don't really think it's going to be an issue. So
my thing with that is I'll root for Alabama guys in the league, but unless they were a huge asshole in college, I'm not going to have any issue with them if they're on my team. So, like when Cam Newton was on the Patriots, I wasn't like, oh, fuck this guy. He played for Auburn. It was, oh, fuck this guy because he threw 8 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. Auburn had nothing to do with it.
So, Kevin, let's just say, like, for shits and giggles, right? You guys get a guy from Auburn or LSU who goes to the Patriots. Would you get his jersey if he's good?
If he's good, I'd consider it. It wouldn't be my first choice. Excuse me, sorry. I probably wouldn't, but I wouldn't hate that. I would go, I'm not getting his jersey because there's going to be an Alabama guy on the team whose jersey I can get instead who's good, or a different player who's not from the SEC. It wouldn't be my first choice. If someone got me a jersey, I would wear it and I would be like appreciative and I would be like, oh yeah, he plays for the Patriots now. I don't give a shit about college, but no, I would not buy it.
Well, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about because I posted in the Corner Booth chat because he just made his first Pro Bowl. But like, I love Josh Sweat. He's one of my favorite players. And yes, he went to Florida State, but it's like I didn't even know he went to Florida State because he barely played for the team. And like when he was against Miami, he didn't really do anything. So it's like I didn't give a fuck. But you know, my hatred of Florida State rivals almost my hatred of the Dallas Cowboys and the Los Angeles Dodgers. So it's pretty close. But you know, I figure like, am I a bad Miami fan for ordering that? And at the same time, it's like, not really, because it's like he plays for my pro team, which Miami's here, but the Eagles are so high up here on the scale of my favorite team, like it's not even funny. So
see, I'm the opposite. I care way more about how Alabama does than I do the Patriots.
Well, okay, so I guess this is actually a good segment because I wanted to actually bring you guys both in about this, and it'd be great. I want to run this again. We have Samir and JD back as well, but so let's say your 5 major sports, right? Baseball, basketball, football, hockey, college football, right? Like the 5 major teams you root for. How do you rank them? Pat, I get you don't really watch basketball or baseball that much. You can just slap those at the bottom 4 and 5. I don't really care.
I'll just sub out soccer and throw that in there.
Yeah, throw in soccer. I don't care. I mean, listen, like Justin's been telling me that because I like Pulisic and I like Lewandowski that I have to root for Bayern. Was it Bayern Munich and Chelsea? Yeah. So like that's the teams I kind of check on if I'm looking at ScoreCenter. But you know, I don't know that much of soccer. I love watching it if it's on. It's fun. I love it. I love watching it, but it's not like the show I go out in front. But anyway, so we're gonna do this right now. We're gonna do our top 5 teams we like in sport. Like everyone's got our top 5 teams, right? That we root for, like out of these 5 teams. So we'll start with number 5. Kevin, out of the 5 major like sports you root for, who's your number 5?
I'm gonna add one in, but it's gonna be a surprise one. So I'm gonna do 6.
Okay, I'll do an honorable mention. Fine, fuck it.
But it's the Red Sox. I don't care about baseball.
Really,
Fenway's cool. It's fun to go to the
you?
games. No, it's not even dead to me. Like when they're doing well, like it's fun. When they're not doing well, I'm like, it sucks, but I'm not upset about it. Like if they lose a game, I'm not, or if they lose a series, I'm not. It doesn't impact my week if they win or lose.
I think that's like the big difference though with baseball is like, oh no, they lost a game. Cool. I still have like another like fucking like 86 to watch this season.
That's why I changed it to a series because the series can kind of matter. 3 or 4 game series can really impact standings at that point. But even that doesn't. If they go 0 for 4 in a series, it does not impact my mood whatsoever.
Fair. Pat, what about your number 6? I guess.
Yeah, I'll probably go like basketball. I cannot sit through a basketball game anymore. It's like, to me, it's like it's last on the list. I can't. I don't find any entertainment watching it. And then like flopping is becoming a thing in basketball now. And like, I can't.
Fair. My number 6 is any of the soccer teams we root for. Whether that be Poland's national team, U.S. national team, Bayern Munich, or Chelsea. Like, it's like, I won't have I'll be like, oh, shit, they lost. Team USA, I might get all pissed if we lost during the World Cup or like any kind of like qualifying matches. But at the same time, like, I tried to watch as much as I could on Sunday of us playing Honduras. Or no, we lost our Canada on Sunday.
Night. Yeah.
Canada we lost to, right?
Canada was Sunday that we lost, and then last night we played Honduras and won.
Okay, good. I did not even check the score yet. Thank you for letting me know, though. So that should tell you. No, like I will like root for if the game's on and I remember it's on, I will watch it and I'll root for Team USA. But it's like I'm not gonna go out of my way for it. Kevin, you're number 5.
Probably the Bruins. Honestly, again, same thing. I don't follow it super closely. I don't follow hockey super closely anymore. Mm-hmm. But it's the same thing. Like, if they lose, it doesn't impact me really that much.
Pat?
Yeah, so number 5, that's baseball for me. Like, all the same points that we made before. But, like, I can get it together for postseason. Like, I can, like, sit down and kind of enjoy, like, October baseball. Mm-hmm. But, regular... Catch me watching a total of 3 innings, and it's just because it's on at the bar.
All right. I was coin flip between hockey and college basketball, but that implied me actually watching hockey. I actually watch soccer more than I watch hockey, which is hysterical. It's college basketball for me. I watch March Madness regardless. Like that's like a tradition of mine every year. And I will root for my Tar Heels because I've been a Tar Heels fan since I was a little kid, even before I even liked college football. So like they kind of get grandfathered into my teams. But they've been so disappointing since 2017. I just don't give a shit. I expect for them to be eliminated in the first 2 or 3 rounds. So I just don't care. And I only watch college basketball for about a month and a half every year. So it really doesn't count. So I'll swing the directions around. I'll go to number 4. I'm going to say basketball and these bad Bad Larry's right here. Listen, I love what if the Timberwolves are actually on for once, because the NBA media is an asshole. They never put them on, even though they have one of the 3 most exciting young players in the league. I would love to watch more Anthony Edwards and Towns and Russell, because they're a playoff team right now, as of right now. But at the same time, it's like my Timberwolves were. I've been conditioned. See, when I first started watching basketball, the Timberwolves were good. They had Garnett, Cassell, Sprewell, and I was bred to this is winning basketball, MVP Garnett, and then it all crumbled, and I've known nothing but misery for the past 15 years. So it's like I've stuck with them, and I just kind of yeah, we won a game. We beat the Nuggets 2 nights ago. I was like, fuck, that's awesome. But it's like, God, the game was even televised. It's like, shit, I don't care. But it's definitely my 4th sport, because my next 3 teams I rabidly root for. But Kevin,
also you can thank Joe Smith for it falling apart.
I don't mention that name. My fucking
actually, you
Kevin.
could probably blame the Timberwolves GM and ownership.
Yeah,
but
R.I.P. to Flip Saunders. He was no, Mikhail was the GM at that point.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Kevin. Mikhail, not Langley.
I figured you meant me. I'd have to go the Celtics for similar reasons. I just care a little bit more when they lose.
Fair. Pat, who's your number 4?
I just got a quick question. We are splitting college football and NFL football, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. So this is where it's just gonna this after this one, it's just less bitching. The Bruins, I'll watch the Bees. I'm not really invested in their season, and then I get to see fights. That's super exciting, but I'm not religiously following any NHL team. It's just if it's there, it's there.
Oh, fair. Kev. Oh, wait, no, we're gonna circle back. Kevin, you're going first here for number 3.
Alabama basketball. I don't watch it as much as I would like, partially because it's Central Time and Alabama's not great. But when they lose, man, it just ruins my night. They played Auburn the other day. Congrats to Auburn.
You can't even
by the
bet
way.
yet. Your state hasn't even had it legal yet.
Yeah, and it just ruins my day. Congrats to Auburn, by the way, for being the 2nd college basketball team to be ranked number 1 in from the state of Alabama. Proud of you guys. But yeah, it just ruins my night. Honestly, I'm so sad. I looked up the closest Arby's after the Auburn game. Ironically, the closest Arby's to me is in Auburn, Massachusetts.
Wow,
that's hysterical. I love that. I really love that. All right, Pat, you're number 3.
Just generally every soccer team that I follow, there's so many leagues. Obviously, I have my Premier League team, my La Liga team, all that. But I get invested, especially with the Revs, because they're right down the street. It's fucking insane.
The MLS team I root for.
Yeah, dude, it's lit though. Going to a Revs game, it's if you get in the fort, which is the little hype section, I feel like it has the same energy as a Pats game.
All right, I'm gonna do this for Maggie. Hold on.
The fort is electric, by the way.
Yeah, I almost bought season tickets this year, but I decided a car and living arrangements would be a better investment of $1.50.
How much are season tickets?
It's $1,000. So it's $1,000 and some change if you want 2 season tickets, which is the suggested thing to do. So that way you can always just build them up as you go, because you can not use them 1 week and you can get those 2 on top of the 2 you'd have for the next game. Oh, cat.
Yeah, he's just won't stop growing. So we're number 3, right? Pat, you just went for number 3. Are we?
Yeah.
Okay,
It's your turn.
It's my turn. Okay. As Ghost is walking out, Arizona Diamondbacks. I baseball in general. Being a fan of a mid to small market team really fucking sucks sometimes. Especially in a sport with no salary cap. You know what? They're the frustrating team because they've always had a great they've never had all 3 where they actually win. They only had it in 2001 where they had a great GM, a great head coach, and a great team. I mean, a great manager and a great team. They either have a great team, a great manager, and a terrible GM, 2017, or a great GM, a horrible coach, and a good team in 2011, and it just keeps rotating. So for me, it's kind of I love my D-backs. I always root for them. Like I've been a fan of theirs since the Randy Johnson days, and I have like proxy teams I root for if like they're they're terrible, which is most of the time. But go Snakes. Pat, you're gonna lead off number 2.
Pat, before you go, can I say something?
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
I'd like to point out that Jared just said, I've been a fan of this team since they were World Series contenders consistent.
Randy Johnson became a member of the Diamondbacks in '99. I don't want to hear it. He won the Cy Young that year, too, by the way.
He was Jared was 8 years old then. No, same thing.
I was introduced to baseball at the age of 3. So my dad tried to make me a Red Sox fan. Did not work.
Instead, you got stuck with the Diamondbacks.
It's okay. I can't be happy in all sports.
My number 2 is going to
Exactly.
be probably good old college football with West Point there. It's a lot of fun being like a shitty D1 school and like watching them play. And then, obviously there's like a Army Navy game, Army Air Force every year. But it kind of also sucks too because they're never going to a natty. Like they're never going to ever get to the college football playoffs. So, but it's still a lot of fun to watch regardless.
Hey, they dominated the 40s.
Yeah, run the clocks back. That's all I'm going to say.
Dominated Normandy, dominated Japan, dominated college football.
Actually,
landscape.
the Marines dominated Japan, but
Oh, surprisingly, they did not.
True.
There was heavy U.S. Army presence there.
Oh, I know that was. It was a
but-
joint off.
Just saying, largest amphibious assault landing in world history. The Marines weren't even present.
Yeah, World War II. They were all in. They were on wait. Were Marines actually present in the Eastern Theater, or was it all over in Japan? Or in Japan?
You mean?
I mean, they're
European,
probably
European.
but they were barely there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wasn't it mostly Army and Army over?
Yeah, literally no member of the Marine Corps was involved with the Normandy landing. That was all the U.S. Army and Navy.
They had airborne
And
Rangers
also-
and everything.
Other countries.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is the Marines were not there.
I
talking
don't know who's watching.
America.
I don't want one random person bitching.
Yeah, right.
Hey, Canada was there too.
At Donahue_PF.
Canada was there committing war crimes too. My number 2 is the Patriots.
Okay.
I get bummed out when they don't win, and I'm happy when they win. But it's just I care. It can ruin my week. But
You're spoiled. That's why. Oh, wait, no, you're spoiling both fucking teams at this point. What are you fucking talking about?
yeah,
Oh my god. I for my number 2, it's the Miami Hurricanes. So all jokes aside by these guys, I did not become a Hurricanes fan in 2015 when they were dog shit. I love learning about their history. I actually got to watch the 0-1 championship game a couple years back. It was on I think it was on ESPN Classic or ESPN or whatever it was. I watched the whole game live. It was fucking incredible. Getting to see 21-year-old Reggie Wayne and Andre Johnson just absolutely.
you did not watch it live.
Not live, but like the record. They played the entire game with commercial breaks. Like they did it like an actual 3-hour football game. It was actually pretty cool. So that was fun to watch. Not live, obviously, but it was kind of awesome to see that. But they have become football is my favorite sport by a country mile, and my number 1 team has been there since day one with my love of football. But Miami kind of just started becoming my favorite team, and then in college, because my college team was D2, the college I went to, so it was like I kind of have to pick a team at this point, and it's like I could have gone with Oregon or Ohio State or LSU, and it was just like, or Texas, some shit. I was like, you know what? I was watching the U documentary. I'm like, you know what? This is kind of fun. I like this shit. And I like all the players that went to Miami, like all the they're in the NFL now, like Ray Lewis, Andre Johnson, Ed Reed. I loved all those guys. So it's kind of like, why not root for their college, right? It's like, fuck, why not? And then, of course, the first 2 games that I was a Miami fan were the 56-7 blowout by Deshaun Watson and Clemson, And then the second game after we fired our head coach was that 16 lateral kick return for a game-winning touchdown. So
16 illegal lateral.
Don't matter, still a win. You're right though, but still a win. But also it's definitely very excited for this season because Tyler Van Dyke's the first quarterback I've ever seen in Miami where I'm like, oh,
isn't his
this
first
is
name
depressing.
Trevor?
Tyler Van Dyke. Also Miami did really good in recruiting, so we finished I think 15th or 16th. So I was like, oh fuck yeah, good, awesome. But
I was thinking of Trevor Van Riemsdyk.
Yes, I've actually heard of that name, which is strangely, and I don't even know where I've heard that name before, but I've heard that name because it's so different. Is he a recruit
He's a
too?
hockey player. He's a hockey player.
Okay, no. But yeah, no. Miami's my number 2. All right, number 1s here, guys, or no? Somebody didn't do number 2 yet. No.
Nope, we all did.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Those are number 1s.
Who wants to do number 1 first?
Yeah, I'll own up to this one. It's the NFL and the Pats for me. Like,
there you go.
How Kevin feels like about Alabama, where it's like these manic like fucking roller coaster rides. That's how I feel with the Pats.
Same about
like
my team.
Like that's the thing is like I had 20 great years with Tom Brady, and now I had Cam Newton, and that was like seasonal depression, and then I switched to Mac, and it's like, oh, I see a light at the end of the tunnel, and then the Bills just fucking teabagged him. They made a mockery of the poor boy. But I'm not going to say I cried after that playoff game, but I certainly did. So give me the Pats there for my number 1.
My number 1 is Fly Eagles Fly, obviously. The Philadelphia Eagles. If y'all watch, and if you are new to this show and you've not understood how big of an Eagles fan I am, God, I hope you're in for a ride. Rarely does a team in a city adopt me like this. So I went to my first Eagles game in Philadelphia, like back in December. And I've always had a pretty good, like, anytime, like, Eagles fans together, like, it doesn't matter where you are. If you see another Eagles fan on the street, could be Connecticut, Martha's Vineyard, down in Arizona or New Orleans, or I actually saw an Eagles fan in New Orleans, by the way, Kevin, when I was in college. It was an awesome experience. Being able to shoot the shit for 20 minutes on the street corner, both holding 6-packs, walk out of the liquor store. It was great. But it's kind of a cool thing. Eagles fans together are awesome. We during games we're fucking horrible to each other and horrible to the opposing team's fans and the opposing team and our team. But I love this team. 2017 was the most emotionally manipulative year of my life when it comes to football. No other team has made me love cheesy boxing movies from the 80s. Rappers who ride dirt bikes and, just being the underdog more than the Philadelphia Eagles. I own more Eagles jerseys than any other team. I own 15 total now. With Mr. Maserati's gift of a Super Bowl 52 Rodney McLeod jersey, which I am not in good enough shape to wear right now because it's one of those. It's an authentic game jersey. So it's very fitted. So it fits good up top, Kev. It just does not fit down below by the waist. So
that's the worst.
Oh, it's great. It's added motivation to keep cutting weight. So that's the thing. But God, I love my birds more than life itself, man. It's definitely like I get pissed when my Hurricanes lose, but when my Eagles lose, man, it ruins my week. So can't wait till next year and go Birds. And Kevin, do we even need to? I mean, is it really a mystery who your number 1 is?
I mean, no, it's not. I make the joke all the time. I put way too much of my own personal happiness into a bunch of 19 and 20-year-olds playing a game. But it's true. My week was ruined after the A&M game. I still haven't recovered from the national championship.
He's extra moody, by the way, folks. Like, that's just what happens.
Especially going to work next day, how 4 people had to talk to me about the game. Like, dude, I don't.
Okay, I will.
It.
I have sympathy for that because that shit fucking annoys me. Okay, so I'll let you finish this out. I'm sorry. I just want to put this out there. If you know somebody's a fan of a team and they just had a rough loss, and you're not you're not going to talk shit, shut the fuck up. I'd rather you talk shit to me than you're like, oh, I'm sorry, but did you watch the game, bro? What the fuck happened? It's like, I don't want to talk about it. Don't bring it up.
The one thing I was okay with was the head of R&D at my company said, I didn't know if you would make it in today, and then walked away. And I was like, you know what? That's fine. That's allowed. That's fair. But yeah, no, I still haven't recovered from that. It was brutal. And I don't think I will recover from it for a while, especially because like 99% of my Twitter interactions are college football related.
Is it weird? I don't remember watching that game at all.
Probably. I remember every single minute of it.
I just okay, it's coming back to me. No, I had off on a Tuesday. That's why that tracks. Anyway,
the fact that game's on a Monday is so stupid.
It's the dumbest fucking thing. Just put it on a Saturday like every other. I know playoff football's that week, but like, god damn it, it irritates me. Or at least make it a Friday. Make it a fucking Friday. Like
so much better,
dude. Imagine like wild card weekend. You have the national championship game, then wild card Saturday, then wild card Sunday. That'd be a lit weekend.
Yeah, the game would be it'd be so much better.
You know what's so funny, right? So I was talking to one of my clients. I have to go fix one of her vanities tomorrow. She's a diehard Steelers fan, right? So she goes, "Who's your team?" I'm like, "I'm an Eagles fan." And she goes, "Oh," I'm like, "Listen, your quarterback's walking out the door in a walker. Ours just went in for surgery to fix his ankle. It could be worse." And I said to her, I said, "Listen," and we were shooting the shit for football for about 5-10 minutes. And I said, we were talking about the Super Bowl. And I'm like, "Oh yeah, tradition. I always take the day off after the Super Bowl." She goes, "Why?" I'm like, "Well, either I'm not going to lie, either I'm hungover, or I'm celebrating too hard, or, if my team's in it, or it's, it's also like, it's always a late game. Like I'm kicking people out of I'm always hosting a Super Bowl party. So I'm always kicking people out of my house like 11:30 at night. I want to get up for work next morning. And if I can afford to get the day off, I'll always take it." So, as is tradition, I have International Singles Day. Cheers, buddy. Off. As usual. But, it's funny to me because, like, the only day I've never had off for the Super Bowl, Kevin, I've had every day off the Super Bowl except for Super Bowl 50 because the snow I skipped class anyway, the first, like, in the morning, so it didn't really matter. But the only day off I've had from work since I graduated, the only day after Super Bowl I did not work was when my own team won. And that is the most terrible part about it. I had to go into a work development and progression meeting. It was a 4-hour extravaganza of bullshit and team building, and I wanted to blow my brains out.
I remember after Super Bowl 51, the way I was scheduled for work, I didn't have work Monday or Tuesday, and I didn't have class Mondays, so I just went on a bender. And then Sunday and Monday, and then I text my professor like Tuesday morning, like, "Hey, I'm not coming to class." Like, "Yeah, I honestly didn't expect you to be here, but thanks for the clarification."
You know what's so funny, right? I don't ever think I'll be like. I say this, right? I don't think I'll ever like go on like a 2-dayer, but like if for some like, what would cause me to go on a bender like that? Like a celebration bender.
Coming back from 28 down or 25.
Oh
down
no! Oh yeah, obviously, but like,
I think that would cause it.
I would say Miami winning a national title would definitely do it. Like because my Eagles have won a national title in my lifetime. I've witnessed it, so I'd be happy, I'd be celebrating, I'd be drunk off my ass, but like I'd be able to get up for work on Tuesday. But if Miami won on a Monday, I wouldn't make it to work till Wednesday morning at the earliest. I would be hungover as shit on Wednesday morning. Like I'd be like still celebrating. But actually no, because Miami winning a national title is more realistic than Arizona winning a World Series. So I will say Arizona winning the World Series would definitely be the one that would put me under because I'd probably
I think they're about equal.
True. I'd
In
say
terms of chances, not in terms.
Yeah,
of
because I'd say Miami is one of the 32, 30-ish teams that has a shot of winning a national title.
First off, there are not 32 teams that have a chance to win a national title.
I'm just saying, if there was a 32 team like chunk, they're in that chunk.
At like 30.
I would say, or at least 20, like high 20s. But yes, you're right. But my Diamondbacks are the lowest odds in baseball right now, according to FanDuel and DraftKings. And it's like, fuck it, I'm gonna throw $30 down on it because if they win, I'm taking you two goons and my other boys. We're taking a trip to Phoenix for the parade, man. Because Phoenix, by the way, in November is gorgeous. So also, it's like there are bars everywhere around the parade strip. So yeah.
I mean, I gotta be honest. If you just want to waste $30, you can just give me the money instead.
I mean, a free trip to Phoenix.
Well, it's not free. You're
paying... it's free for you.
$30 trip to Phoenix.
No.
So that sounds accurate.
The payout in the bet is
I know
$9,000.
No, but you would be spending $30. I'm not talking shit about the idea. I'm saying it's whatever you win, it's a $30 trip.
Not
to Phoenix.
The dumbest bet I've made in my life. So
if you just
Cincy to win it all.
I did, and you know what happened? It was a $2,000 payout, and I almost, if Alabama didn't railroad them, I think they would have had a shot. No, they wouldn't have. They were the worst team that far. New Year's Eve, I was in the worst fucking mood going to this house party. I was so mad because I show up, Alabama just railroaded Cincinnati, and Georgia is stomping out Michigan. I'm just like, wow. The two teams I put money on to win the Natty are shot. And I made that declaration. I will never bet on college football ever again because it's the one sport I will never, ever hit my bets on.
I think if I bet, I would hit my bets on college football a good amount.
I missed on a 7-team parlay that would have paid me out $1,000 because Miami lost to Florida State.
Can we do online sport booking here?
You guys
said something.
It's close. I think you guys have within what, a month?
No, it has not been voted on.
Oh boy!
What did Samir send to the chat? Where is
that is not legal, so we're not going to talk about that.
Oh well, I thought that was the discussion. Was that it was, and that was.
It's legal in my state, but not.
It's a gray area. We'll discuss it after the show.
Okay.
Exactly.
So the House voted on it in Massachusetts. And the Senate is bitching about betting on college sports. They're like, we don't want you to be able to bet on college sports.
Why?
Which is fucking a dumb holdup to have. But because they're afraid that people are going to pay college athletes to throw games because apparently college athletes don't have a moral compass according to the Massachusetts State Senate.
What is this? What is this? The 1930s? Or wait, when did 8 Men Out take place? It was 1919. Yeah, no, what's it, 1919? 1910s? What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's discrediting college athletes immensely and treating them like scum. Saying, you're not smart enough to know what you're
immature,
doing.
Or they're treating them like immature, like children.
I love how it's like they're legal adults. Like they're adults.
Oh, you can vote and get drafted, but we can't bet on you playing sports games. Okay, that makes sense. Even though they play a different sport where they can go to professional, and you can bet on that. Like I'm about to play money on Minnesota's game tomorrow, just for shits and giggles. I'll put $5 in the Timberwolves. I can do that, and their starting shooting guard is 19 years old, but I think the starting quarterback at BC is 22. So,
yeah, it's ridiculous.
Right. Also, my state. The only reason it got approved in my state is because Mohegan Sun and Foxwoods signed these sign your soul deals with DraftKings and FanDuel. So,
I have a nice tagline.
Okay.
Age is just a number. Massachusetts State Senate.
That's so fucked.
That's not what they're saying. They're saying age is a very important number.
Oh my god.
I mean, it's arbitrary because again, you can be 19 and play professional sports, but if you're in your early 20s playing college sports, you have a less of an ability to make decisions, or you have
I'm
less ability to
hoping
make educated decisions.
that the NIL deals make those arguments go away.
Dude, and honestly, why shouldn't I be able to bet on like racing for children? Like, if I want to go to like,
Child labor laws bad.
well, like if I'm going to a
Jesus.
little league game, right? Like if I just happen to have like a family member or like a child of mine there, like why can't I put money on that? Find me a sports book that'll allow that. It's an open question to the.
Jesus Christ.
All right, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Right. Oh, Jesus. Oh my God, Pat.
Yeah, well, it's a twisted world that we live in, and I just want to bet, the money line on.
Also, when you guys do get sports betting, I'm gonna let you guys know a little secret. Never use DraftKings for in-game betting.
Why?
DraftKings is great for pre-game betting.
Mhm.
In-game, the app moves just slow enough or just fast enough to make sure you can't hit a line at the perfect time.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Oh, yeah, no. FanDuel's app moves the same speed, whether it's pre-game, post-game, or during the game. It doesn't matter.
Mhm.
So I've one time hit so I think it was like anytime a Devontae Smith touchdown, he hit 2. So I, double my money. I was okay. But DraftKings one time I tried to pull my money because it might have been Iowa was losing. No, they were winning by 3. I was gonna pull my money because their offer was like 30 cents, like maybe not 30. It was like $2 or $3 less than what I was gonna win.
Mhm.
I was trying to pull it. It's a cash out. It says incomplete. Try again. It says 16 times, and then the last time I tried, it said cash out suspended because I think whoever team they lost to, Iowa lost to, was like their first big loss of the season. It said cash out suspended. I was like, you fucking assholes.
Yeah, I've never put money on anything before.
Oh yeah, no, I betted a lot of money. So my 3 best bets of the year were betting the Eagles to make the playoffs after they were 4 games under 500 again after the loss to the Chargers. Betting the Raiders after a blowout loss to the Chiefs to beat the Cowboys on Thanksgiving Thursday, and then betting Adrian Peterson and the score an anytime touchdown, and the Titans to beat the undefeated. I believe it was the Chargers. No, Rams on Sunday Night Football. I hit like 25 on that one. Like I've made like maybe $200 gambling this year.
Wow.
But I've also lost I think my net was like 110, but I did okay for myself.
That's good.
I still have my DraftKings check on my nightstand. I still haven't cashed it yet.
How much is that one for?
Like $45.
Oh, yeah.
I just took 45 out so I wouldn't spend it again on another gambling thing.
It's a couple packs of cigarettes right there.
That's a couple stogies from me there, kid. That's a couple of Joe Burrow cigars. Kev, we're talking about my best bets of the year.
Yikes.
Raiders to beat the Cowboys on Thanksgiving. Nice $70 payout. Eagles to make the playoffs, $95 payout. After they lost to the Chargers, so like they were like 4 games under 500. So like I placed the bet after that game, and the payout was like $93. So I was like, let's fucking go. And then Derek, the Titans after Derrick Henry went down to beat the Rams, I believe. Rams was whatever first place team they were playing, and for Adrian Peterson scoring an anytime touchdown. And they both hit. All 3 of those went through. I think I made like $25 off that parlay. Oh no, because I parlayed it also with the Eagles covering against the Chargers. There it is.
Yeah, I feel like you have to do how much you made, not the payout. Because if
I made 100. I made 110, and I out of the 300, out of the 210 I won this year.
Because like Raiders to beat the Cowboys, what'd you say? It was a $70 payout?
I used a free $25 bet on that one.
Okay, because I was gonna say though, like if you bet $60 on that, it's not that great.
Oh no! It was a $25 payout for 74 or so 71 or whatever it was. Apparently, I have a bunch of free bets with DraftKings again because I've hit their membership number or whatever. So I was like, sweet. I was gonna use one Anthony Edwards' point line, and I'm like, he's scoring a shit ton of points, and the only one they're gonna give me anything good on the money line is if he scores less than 30. And I'm like, the Pistons can't play defense, so he's gonna score a lot of points tonight. But I might just save those free bets for the Super Bowl. Actually, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna save my free bets for the Super Bowl because I'm just gonna go fucking crazy on Super Bowl Sunday.
Fair.
Yeah,
I'm not ready.
Oh my god, I know I'm not ready for the season to be over. I am ready for draft coverage, Kevin, because you know what I'm excited for. Jared's. I'm gonna do my deep dive. We got one last draft special together, buddy. You ready?
Yeah.
One last ride. Last year we got really personal with some of these draft picks.
Yeah.
Oh my god! You know what? Even when you leave, Kevin, you're still gonna come back and do the draft special every year because I feel like it's just too good entertainment.
Fair.
Oh my god. Yeah, Pat. I don't know if you were there for that one, but Kevin getting real personal with Zach Wilson.
I don't know if I was.
No, I don't think you were because I think it was just me, Samir, and Kevin for that one. We might have had a JD or somebody, but Kevin just started unloading on Zach Wilson for about 5 minutes. And I agree with him, but I wasn't trying to get as personal as he was getting with it. For me, honestly, it's so funny, right? So, like, I listened to our draft special, Kevin, like the week after. I know, like, no, 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. Sorry, not week after, 2 weeks ago. And I was in the shower and I heard it come on. I was like, I'm not going to try to yell to Siri to change the song. And so I started listening. I was like, so you were very right about Devondre Stevenson.
Yeah.
That was your big home run hitter. That was like, you were like hyping up Mac Jones, which, you know, everyone was. I hit on our first 3 picks. I said my big surprise, though, our 4th round pick, Big Fear, sounds like, oh, he's just a developmental guy. Samir was a little too hype on Kadarius Toney.
Yeah,
But,
I mean, Tony has the skill set to be a good player, just not on the Giants.
He also doesn't have the drive. That's the other problem. He's too busy. We stay hungry, we devour. Pat, were you there when I made that joke around somebody and they didn't it was JD. JD had no idea what I was referencing, and I was like so offended.
In JD's defense, I don't think he's like a big like social media guy, so I don't think he's on like TikTok or anything.
JD is a spring chicken. He doesn't know a lot of things. He's young.
JD's actually older than Samir, but Samir acts like he's like 27.
I mean, he's almost 21 now, right?
Samir's 20. Yeah, he turns 21, I think, in October.
Oh, I'm going to Boston.
Oh, no, I am too. I am too.
Now.
Kevin, I am too. We're both going to Boston. Like, this is a thing. We're doing this.
Yeah.
We're getting Samir. Pat, of course you're coming as well, right?
Yeah. So as I'm actively saying, let's go kidnap.
Would Steve mind if I parked my car at your house? No. Okay, perfect. We're maybe we can convince JD to fly east for once and see what happens.
Yeah, we'll pick him up from Logan.
Kev, I'll scoop Maggie on the way up from New York. We'll...
She can meet Samir.
Right?
Give them a little while to meet each other.
Fair. Are we having guests tonight, by the way?
Okay, so I think our one guest, she cannot make it at this point. I just texted her. I'm gonna I told her she has a free shot at our Maggie likes our idea of me picking her up in Manhattan to go to Boston. Yeah, Maggie. In retrospect, I only live about an hour and 10 away from Manhattan, which is hysterical. I'm there like all the time. Yeah, Maggie, next time I'm in Manhattan, I'll let you know I'm in Manhattan so we can go grab a beer. Kevin's like,
is Manhattan real? I thought it was just like a made up fairy tale.
Well, no, it's because like one of my best friends, Alyssa, she lives in Manhattan. Oh, she's the Bronx. Okay. Fair enough. Ooh, even better. My boy.
Why
Mr.
did we-
Maserati's a Bronx baby.
Why did we just play the I'm?
I don't know why. Hey, Jared, does your friend Alyssa want to go to a Young Gravy concert? Tomorrow.
What?
What? I'd have to ask her and her boyfriend because they're still in Puerto Rico right now.
Never mind.
Young Gravy. Ooh, I'm down for a Young Gravy concert. Why is Drewski? I feel like there's a Drew reference coming along soon.
No, it's not.
No.
No, I know someone in New York who's going to a Young Gravy concert, but they don't have anyone to go with.
Fuck, I go to a Young Gravy concert. I follow him on TikTok, by the way. He's fucking hysterical.
So there, you can go to a Young Gravy concert. I'll tell you who you're going with after.
Jesus. It's like I'm gonna have to ditch my butt. I feel bad for my buddy Brian, Kev, you met, because I feel bad. Oh man. So apparently, where the fuck is this Northeaster we're supposed to get? By the way, because apparently we're supposed to get another one this weekend.
It's
just
tonight,
fucking,
dude.
Is it just fucking
no,
rain? Like
for Jared, it might be tonight. Ours got pushed back, Pat.
Oh, well, that's fine. I was not looking forward to driving to work tomorrow in a fucking ice storm. So.
Now it's supposed to rain until like probably 4, and then it's going to be an ice storm.
right,
my God.
which means for me it's gonna rain till about noon, and then it's gonna be an ice storm, which means on my commute back from northwestern Connecticut, it's gonna be a bitch.
Dude, like the last 3 Fridays have not been ideal weather-wise.
Oh my god.
No, it is not.
Okay, so me and Kevin had a whole conversation about this last Friday because one of my buddies, he doesn't watch this show, so we're good. He canceled on me, and the snow stopped for like 6 hours. And I'm like sitting there bored out of my fucking mind in my house, and I wanted to text him. And I stopped him like, hey, so yeah, look at the snow, right? Like being a jackass. He's just sitting at his home sipping scotch, and I'm like, go fuck yourself, man. Come on. Because like I'm bored. Like I wanted to go out and do some shit. And like my plans got canceled because my buddy was afraid of the snow. There was no snow. It didn't start till like midnight.
Nah, dude, I'm the same way. Flurry started here last Friday at like 6:30.
It started
and
here
I was like
10
I was
a.m.
literally
10 a.m. for us.
on Friday last week.
Yeah, 10 a.m. And like it stuck for like 10 minutes and then it melted. And I was like my buddy's like at work and he's like freaking out. I'm like, he, to be fair, has a tendency to overreact to situations like that. Where me, I kind of apparently to Kevin and all of my other friends who I sent the snap to, I have the fuck it, what's the worst that could happen consequences. That's the vibe I give off. I apparently was like, yeah, like it's just snow. Who gives a fuck? I'm driving. Who gives a shit? But yeah, I'm not supposed to get any fucking rain or anything, Kevin. It's the low for the night's 39 degrees. So like, I'm good. Just gonna means that my drive to work tomorrow is gonna be fucking disgusting. But whatever.
I hope that it just
it's just rain for me.
It's rain until noon for me. But my boss also like talked to me and she's like, yeah, if the weather sucks tomorrow, just work from home. Just send an email to the company about it. And I'm really hoping the temperature drops off so I can justify just working from home tomorrow.
I'm looking at it right now.
I hate when companies like if you have the ability to work from home, just fucking work from home. One, less cars on the road for me to fucking crash into. So please.
There you go.
And 2, like it's just safer for you guys in general to not have to deal with that.
I worked from home when I wasn't supposed to because I'm not supposed to take time. I wasn't supposed to take time off in my first month, but I was like, yeah, they have barely plowed the roads in my town. I'm not coming in. I will work from home, and then I watch Teen Titans all day.
Nice. Kev, it's noon for us down here too, so it means it should be around the same for you.
Weird.
No, I've discovered this because of talking to Drew for as long as I've known, my cousin and everything else. Rentham and the Foxborough and Attleboro and all that whole area has a very similar area to the Newtown Southbury like area, like that whole triangle down by me. Whole like 8 towns up by you, Franklin, Attleboro, North Attleboro, Franklin, Rentham, whatever it is. They all have the same climate. I've discovered this. Temperatures,
they're not that far away.
I know, but like also similarity on the globe. I think they're like the same like curve. So like I think they're the same way.
You know what's bullshit?
What?
Like we're the same latitude as fucking Portugal.
Wow.
Portugal's got gorgeous fucking weather.
But because of the fucking current up from the Gulf of Mexico through the Atlantic, past Portugal, up to the English Channel, and like the Northern Sea, like we're fucking freezing in the winter. In the UK today, it was like, I don't know, 40.
Florida was like 45.
Someone sent me Kate sent me a Snapchat today. She had a fucking window open at work. Like, what are you doing?
I mean,
It's
I had a window open at work today, but that was only because of the fumes.
Yeah, like it was not good for comfort. Like, what is going on? I hate it here.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Like I started looking. I did start like peeking at jobs in Miami Gardens the other day because I was like, I don't give a fuck anymore.
Dude, the point of this current job is just to get more legitimate social media experience so I can move to Nashville.
Oh, mine is so I can move to South Florida. Well, because Kevin, we know Florida's me as a state. Come on.
Fair. I did say if we got snow this weekend, I was going to move to Florida and become a swamp person.
Can I want that in writing.
You can't do that. Think of all the swamp ass.
No, that's fair. Could get a lot of swamp ass though. I'd be the most educated person.
Clap some swamp cheeks.
Kevin, you'd be like literally like I don't even know. Like you'd feel like what is a triple PhD from Swamp University?
Yeah, I would rule the Everglades. That's what I'm gonna do. Become a swamp person and have the Everglades secede with me as their king.
Okay,
they have enough guns.
This is a joke, right? So
Kevin's
one of my friends.
I'm not joking.
The same friend, Kevin, who I told you, his girl goes to Auburn. Nose, bone, nicks, that whole story. He was telling me this whole story about how she was like a A-, B+ student at her school up here in Connecticut. She goes to Auburn. She starts going up against all these kids from these southern schools. Dude, smoking them. Like these kids are getting like straight, like they're just not there. The education system down once you get south of the Mason-Dixon line is not great.
No, it's not because they don't spend money on their students. Auburn is in-state students still?
Yes and no. It's like kind of like half and half.
Half of Alabama when I went there was Massachusetts, California, New Jersey, Chicago.
Yeah, no.
More than half, actually. My class was the first class where more than half the kids were out of state.
My friend who went to Clemson said that 60% of his class, he's 2 years younger than he's a year younger than you, Kevin. He said that over half of his class was out of state.
Well, Clemson's an engineering school, so that makes sense.
They're a Tiger school.
Since we don't have guests, can we do what I wanted to talk? Can we talk about what I wanted to talk about?
We can definitely talk about what you want to talk about.
It's the Mount Rushmore for your NFL team.
Ooh, I kind of like this.
I saw this on TikTok, and also I was hoping Pat would be on because I want to see if ours are different.
How does this whole thing like build? Like,
we're not going to do it like bracket style. Like some people do it. Like if it's a generic bracket, like Mount Rushmore of NFL. Like Jared would pick, I would pick, you would pick, then you would pick, then I would pick. Then no, just like pick your top 4 for your team.
So any position out of the New England Patriots,
any position, just someone who has played for the Patriots, like the best Patriots players of all time.
All right,
I have mine done.
Oh, I have mine done.
Mine's already too offensive heavy.
My 4th one is up in the air.
So they could be from like, via trade, right? Like I'm thinking like Randy Moss should be on like
no, it's just it's just people who have played for the Patriots in any capacity.
Gotcha.
I have mine done already.
I had 3 of mine done at like 11 o'clock.
Do you want me to do mine first? Because I feel like this is like the side appetizer at this point.
Yeah, you can do yours.
Okay, so number 1, of course, is Brian Dawkins. He is like, if you think Philadelphia Eagles, he's number 1. Weapon X is one of the top 3 greatest safeties of all time. arguably one of the greatest hitters of all time. Like that man basically broke Algie Cumberland's like body. And
Like Ray Rice hit harder.
there it is. All right. Also Reggie White, the Minister of Defense. The man's a certified badass. Literally was like revolutionized the club move. Sucks that free agency and Buddy Ryan being a cheap motherfucker is the reason he moved on to Green Bay. But he did get a Super Bowl, so good for him. Rest in peace to the GOAT, one of the GOAT defensive ends of all time. Number 3 is Chuck Manderek. Not just an amazing pro player, but college player, both sides of the ball, linebacker and offensive line, but also I believe he has a award named after him in college as well. One of the best players of the 60s. Also has one of the most iconic photos in NFL history. Him after he just absolutely decked Frank Gifford. And number 4, the last one is Nick Foles. Listen, you can't have the MVP of our only Super Bowl.
Can't disrespect Big Nick Dick.
St. Nicholas himself.
Big Dick Nick, my bad.
Big third member Nicholas. That's how I pronounce it when we're doing large third member Nick. Honorable mentions include Doug Peterson, Andy Reid, Brian Westbrook, Donovan McNabb, and Harold Carmichael, and Ron Jaworski. And also, I'll throw Deshaun Jackson, Mike Vick in there for, fun stuff and shady.
I feel like my issue is I can't just name 4 players that
that was my biggest problem. But
you got to narrow it down to 4, and then you can do honorable mentions.
See, Pat, you gotta go like me. You gotta your favorite all timer. Then you got to do like your first big name Hall of Famer, and then you got to do the one who got you the championships. And then you got to do the old school classic.
That's a hard thing to do as a Patriots fan because I have Brady, Gronk, Randy Moss, Vince Wilfork. But I should mention Richard Seymour, Mike Vrabel,
Randy
Teddy
Moss
Bruschi.
never won a championship with y'all.
He also scored. He also had 23 touchdowns with us. So.
Elite wide
also,
receiver.
3 out of the 4 guys you mentioned don't have a Super Bowl with y'all. So
Brian Dawkins technically does because of a technicality, but it's all good.
Can I just shout out the entire defense that the Patriots have had in my entire lifetime?
Okay, so Pat, what's your actual Mount Rushmore?
Yeah, so Brady, Gronk, Montz, Wilfork is what it is right now.
Okay, I know you mentioned it. I was just trying to. So ours are very different.
Yeah, I figured.
I'm just gonna get Brady out of the way now. Brady is there because I'm not that bitter. I'm not an idiot. Brady's there. John Hanna, greatest guard in NFL history. Andre Tippett, NFL Hall of Famer, great defensive player. And I'm going to go Ty Law. Went to 4 Super Bowls, was arguably more important to the first 3 Super Bowls than Brady was. Hall of Famer, electric player, great corner. Honorable mentions, Willie McGinnis. Bruschi for the story, not as much for him on the field. He was a good player, don't get me wrong.
Absolutely, though.
But him being a leader, coming back from the stroke, that all kind of encompasses who he was as a player. So he's an honorable mention there. And then Gronk's an honorable mention as well. Randy Moss, too, even in a short time here. Wes Welker should get a nod, but not as a Mount Rushmore guy. He was just a great player. Actually, no, fuck Wes Welker. He sucked in the playoffs. Give me Edelman over Welker. Yeah. And Matthew Slater. Matthew Slater was so important in Super Bowl 53. Field position decided that game, and Matthew Slater is the greatest gunner in NFL history.
What about Gronkowski?
I said Gronk was an honorable mention.
Yeah.
Okay.
Steve Tasker was great. Matthew Slater's a better gunner than him. Both of them should be in the Hall of Fame.
So I almost want this to be automatically a Vinatieri answer here. But if you had to choose one all-time special teamers for the Pats, who do you pick? And my thing is Vinatieri's the one that makes sense, right? Because the amazing 3 clutch field goals postseason and just all around dominant kicker. But Matthew Slater has just been an amazing special teams guy. And like you said, when field position is the name of the game, what matters more?
I'm thinking because that's such a hard question.
Right, because you can't deny the fact that points are important.
I think I would argue that Vinatieri was more important to the Patriots historically than Matthew Slater is.
Historically, I can definitely get behind that.
I also would argue that outside of Super Bowl 53, field position mattered in other Super Bowls, obviously, because it matters in every game. However, the game-winning kick matters more. If Vinny hitting 3 game-winning kicks during that run, he didn't hit a game winner in 04, did he?
So he had the first 2 Super Bowl wins were
first 2 Super Bowls, the Tuck Rule game against the Raiders.
Yeah.
Or the 3 I'm counting.
Those are what I was saying when I said 3 clutch kicks in the postseason.
Yeah. I don't know if he had one in 04, but even if he did, it doesn't matter because those are still probably more important because I would argue to the Patriots, the dynasty, even though it's kind of broken up in 2 parts because there was a 12-year or a 11-year hiatus. Yeah. Those kicks were more important. It's more important for the early dynasty to show that you can win and get guys to come than the later stage of the dynasty. So I would say Vinatieri is another honorable. I feel like you could put Vinatieri over Ty Law.
Yeah.
At least, I feel like you can't replace Hannah or Tip.
So, John Hannah, I agree. John Hannah's Hall of Famer. Is he? Yeah, he is, right?
Yeah, yes, he's regarded as the greatest guard in NFL history.
And you can actually get him to do a cameo for you from his ranch down in Alabama.
I love John Hannah.
I think it's $60. Me and my brother thought about getting my dad it for Christmas because he's I'm fucking John Hannah stan.
Getting my dad one for his birthday.
I will tell you, his videos, he does ramble because he's very old now.
But, I do not care. I think Steve would love a rambling John Hannah.
It's really funny. But he'll just start talking about cows, and it's anyways, happy birthday, or anyways, sorry your mom died. It's what the fuck?
Okay, mom died is that's not. First off, if your parent died, no, there are people that do this, Pat. If a parent dies, I'm sorry. If your best friend's parent died, or you're dating someone, their parent, do not get them a fucking cameo. I like to repeat that. Do not get them a cameo. That's a horrible decision.
But a hilarious one in a time of grief.
Listen, if I have a family member die, please get me a cameo.
Okay.
John Hannah.
No, I'm getting Steve a John Hannah cameo for his birthday.
That's awesome. I'm for it.
Kevin, if you got me a Brian Dawkins cameo, I'd be the happiest man alive, so it's all good.
Okay.
I don't care who
knock out birthdays with cameos.
Yo, facts. Oh my god. We have 1:30 left. Yo, boys, I'm actually proud of us. The OG3 was able to stretch this an hour and 30 minutes.
Wow.
That's not that impressive. I think.
Well, we used to do it all the time during COVID. So this is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Who needs co-hosts and interns?
Yeah. Well, I mean, listen. That'd be great if we actually got an intern. I mean, me and Kevin shows haven't gotten interns yet, so it's what the fuck? Do you even apply for one?
I'm not getting an intern.
See, I asked for one, and then
no, I know I didn't ask for one. So
yeah. Oh no. The story behind me getting one, the not getting one is hysterical. And the shit talking Samir and JD do behind the camera is hysterical. It's awesome.
Yeah. I would like to point out, by the way, Belly, I think 1 or 2 shows have gone intern so far. It's not.
I know. It's most of them have gone to the main accounts, which, is smart, but, whatever. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been our wild card episode of the Corner with Pregame. Check out my man Kevin down there as he's trying. I don't even know what the hell you're doing.
I dropped something and I don't want Saban to eat it.
Fair. Check him out on the Tailgate on the Quad podcast. Kev, episode this week?
Nah.
No, taking a week
Nope.
off.
No,
Go check
guys,
out their
taking a
interview
week off.
though with my man. This YouTube. What's the name of this YouTube streamer? by the
Nitro
way?
Drive.
Nitro Drive. Sorry, I was gonna say Hydro Drive, but I didn't want to fuck his name up. So Nitro Drive. Check it out. It actually is a very fun interview. It gets really petty at one point. Also, that's our resident house cat, Mr. Pat Donahue. We love him dearly. JD will definitely be back next week. Oh, Samir may or may not skip Classics week to show up for the show. So we also have a couple other guests, so it's gonna be a good time. But you guys enjoy yourselves. Have a great weekend without football, and peace out. Stay warm.
Bye.